everyone, Graph Paper Architect here with some tabletop thoughts for you today. Before we get into it, please hit that like, subscribe, and the bell icon. If you're listening on Spotify, of course, like us over there. That would be fantastic. Would really appreciate it. And, if you have see some value in these, please share them with someone who's important to you. I would appreciate that, or just share them with anyone, random strangers, doesn't matter. Yeah, that would be great. Really appreciate your help. And today we are going to talk about a way that you can easily generate some world building and some adventures and some cool stuff. And we did this back in the day, dreamt of it because, back then we had played. Sometimes our marathon sessions would start, Friday night if we could swing it. If we had all our stuff done, we could start staying the night at a friend's house Friday night, or stay at one person's house Friday night, and they could DM something and then go over to the other guy's house on Saturday, and stay all day Saturday over into Sunday. If you had the chores and the homework done, boy, we would marathon that out. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all get to have some time doing that maybe in your life. But point being, we tried it all and started flipping things on its ear, because it's like, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's try playing all paladins or all dwarves or all elves or evil alignments or just all kinds of stuff. We would change it all up. And we even tried playing inside other genre. We've created genres out of things like Conan or Willow or whatever else, the movie of the day that we really enjoyed, our cartoons, of course, and tried that. That was fun. What that also led to was monster play, playing as the monsters. And I thought, how cool would that be? Let's just try it out. Let's make it fun. So this is something that you can do. So a thought for you, play as monsters. Get your table together. Find out what monster they want to play, make an adventuring party basically of those monsters, go out and do monstery things. And now, of course, monsters are probably going to be an evil character alignment play style. And I thoroughly, recommend, or at least the way that we handled really gruesome, dark stuff was fade to black, or that happened. Basically that. We were like, okay, so we're just gonna attack this village and burn it to the ground or whatever. And it's like, okay, cool, we did that. No big deal. We're not gonna get too dark into it. The other stuff that we would do is that was more fun. It would take on adventuring parties. Be like, oh, there's a group of parties, or there's a caravan, a wagon caravan or whatever, and actually go in there and attack it and play it like you would if you were adventurers. What if because you're adventurers, right? You're kind of doing the same thing. You would find a lair, go in, go to the dungeon, go to the place, and something like that. So flip that around and say, well, here is a keep, and the keep is the dungeon, but it is populated by people, right? It's just got people in there. People get weird about this, so don't get too weird about it. Don't think that I'm talking about, taking out people's families and doing other weird stuff, because you could do that too if you really wanted to get weird and take out monsters' families, and we just don't go there. Okay, honestly, that sort of discussion we will talk more about on Into the Labyrinth when we get some more of the paid content or some of the stuff on tactical fantasy games. And Into the Labyrinth is going to be long form, more interactive, more discussion about dark thoughts and light thoughts and other thoughts, and places that we can really go and expand and consider and talk about things that are not just something fun, something cool to do. That's what this is for, Tabletop Thoughts. So the way that you would pull this off is just like that. Keep it light, keep it fun, but you are monsters and you are gonna go in here and wreck some stuff. That's one way to do it. The other really, really cool way to do it, and you avoid pretty much all of the weird, creepy, icky stuff that we don't really want to do, is monster on monster action. Play the monsters. What would happen if there was an ogre keep and the goblins wanted it, and they're like, holy crap, they're ogres, they'll eat us like pudding pops. What are we gonna do, right? I mean, you'd have to have a goblin army. So maybe you have a huge goblin army and some of your other goblin party, and they take out and they have these hireling goblins. They'll attack these ogres and try to take over this keep, or vice versa. You're a bunch of ogres and you go along and you're like, hey, look at that, there's a whole pile of goblins over there. They're pretty tasty. And then we could live in that place that they just have. Cool. You know, thinking about that, thinking about monster ecology. What monsters create lairs or take over lairs, and then what monsters would come in and take over the lair from them? You know, maybe you've got some Drugar that found a nice place to mine, and they get in there and they've mined it all up, and it's like, okay, great. And if you don't know, please ask anybody else. If you ever stumble across this stuff and you're wondering what the heck is a Drugar, and well, I'm obviously, because I default to Dungeons and Dragons monsters because that's sort of the DNA I was built in, but they're dark dwarves, evil dwarves. So the evil dwarves have gone in and they've made a pretty good place. I mean, why not? That just because they're evil doesn't mean that they're right. So they've made a nice dwarven fortress. It's evil, they're evil, but you have other evil that wants to go in and take it over. The drow want to have it. The you know, whoever mind flayers decide that is pretty nice. I'd like to move in there. Let's evict the monsters that are in there. And you have monster on monster action. You can do this as one shot. You could do it as a tiny campaign. It can really change things up for your players and for your dungeon master. It's a lot of fun. Just some great fun to just cut loose and go bananas, you know, and you can take it as dark or whatever as you want. It's weird, but you know, I don't do that. But what we'll do is we'll just go bonkers with it and have all kinds of fun. Now, from that chaos and destruction, when we flip back over to the player character side, that's what we're dealing with. And the trick to that is this. So, you know, because some people will metagame. Metagaming is bad. Don't do it. Friends don't let friends metagame. Just don't. You, as the DM, though, what you're going to need to do is you need to go in and change things up. So when they're done being the ogres and they know where they hid the treasure, they know where it's buried, whatever it is that they did, then you flip back to the other side of the player characters and somebody wants to metagame. Oh, I'm just going to just so happen I'll just, you know, walk on this place and just, you know, I noticed the secret door, or maybe my footfalls sound kind of hollow here, don't they? Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, they don't. Well, yeah, but well, I just, you know, I think that maybe they would have buried it in here. And it's like, no, didn't happen. You find nothing. You dig for hours. You have now made a huge hole. Nothing. There you go. Because you changed it. You moved it. You're the dungeon master. So you change things around on them so that when they do come in as their player characters, it's all completely different. Maybe even different monsters. They might even fight their own, what was their monster player character as an NPC now. So it's like they get to, you know, kill themselves in a weird way. Don't get too weird. You can get some, you know, you're laying on a couch then having some therapy. I was the monster and I killed everyone, and then I was the hero and I killed myself, and what does that mean? No, I'm just kidding, everyone. Remember Tabletop Thoughts and a lot of stuff that I do. Sometimes some of it is stand-up. Sometimes a little bit of it is just fun. So don't take any of it too seriously. We're here to enjoy ourselves and have a good time. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. I think that, you know, it can be fun. Be a monster. Run around. Kill all the chickens. Just kill all the livestock. Make a big pile of them. Burn them in the middle of town. Just be like, ha, 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 ha. Be a goblin with a weird fetish. I love weird fetishy goblins. I would like to write a lot of these. So have goblins that they go in and they break in and they steal everyone's left sock, or they go in and they will take all of the kitchen furniture. He just hates kitchens for whatever reason, and then just smashes the kitchen and nothing else. You know, I mean, you can just be wacky, be fun, have fun with it, and then flip it around and have your players have to deal with it. You know, play a monster. Let me know. What's your favorite monster? How would you play them? What would you do with these monsters? It's a great time. Speaking of monsters, having to deal with monsters. What if you wanted to play somebody who gets paid a little bit to deal with monsters? I wonder if there's a game that does that.
Oh yeah, this is not Macho Man Randy Savage. This is Graphic Architect doing a very bad impersonation of the Macho Man. Runnagers is a new tabletop role-playing game system with Break 20 combat mechanics for unpredictable, explosive fun. Brought to you by Richard Winters, his team, and Kwood Publishing. Featuring a unique world filled with monsters, mayhem, and Runnagers. They take on the quest no one else wants, baby, just like the Macho Man did. Back in the day, I jumped off of that top ring, put the elbow in. Come join the guild today at backerkid.com.
Well, I guess there is. And I just talked with Richard a little bit, and I like him. I think he's a cool guy. So I encourage everybody to go check that out and have some fun. Make it fun. Yep, that's Tabletop Thoughts for today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you go out there and play some monsters really soon. And until next time, friends, good journey.